Okay. This thing here, I don't, I don't think I invented this. I remember seeing it. I can't. No, I did. We talked about this. We talked about this. This I invented. I invented this thing. I invented all this stuff to do with magnets, neodymium magnet applications. We're going to see a light strip. The thing you can sandwich one here and you got one on the other side of your clothes. This is an excellent way to attach all kinds of stuff. Now I was mainly concerned with attaching weapons, to concealing weapons. That was where my 7-year-old mind was going at the time. Because their ideas, they're relating different war experiences having to do with the Vietnam War was very, really left an impression on me. Now, so we talked over a lot of different ideas, I had, and I was just coming up with all these different ideas. And they said, well, I related all these other paths that I would have walked in life. This thing shut down again on me. Oh well. All these other paths that I would have walked in life. And they disapproved. And they said, you know what, you're not going to be... Yeah, I came to kind of a premature dead end, with some of it, and some of it was kind of woeful and kind of. There were just some downsides, I just ran into too many frustrations, and according to them, I wasn't accomplishing half of what I should, or what I could possibly accomplish. So they said, we're gonna take all these ideas of yours, all these invention ideas, and we're gonna develop them for you. That way you'll be way ahead of the curve. And that way it'll be when you finally wake up, when you finally remember, you'll be in a good position. We're going to cut you in, we're going to cut you in. And so then they had me go back and revisit my life. They said, well, we need to take you through this big process. You need to do some work for us. If we're going to do that for you, you need to do some work for us. I thought, okay, all right, I'll walk this path that you want me to walk, But at the time I was thinking, well, this is just an exercise. It's a mental exercise. I'm going to learn something. It's an education. I'm going to learn something. So, I walked forward, where angels fear to tread, and we went on this big, terrible adventure, And I realized, these people, I'm just their slave, I'm not. I don't know that I really, want to continue, but I just, kept going. Oh my God, these terrible people, all their ideas, they know better. They know better. They've got 30 something years on me, I could benefit from their experience. all this kind of thing. So, I'm making this video right now because what they're going to have, what they're going to do, they're going to have a bunch of crazies make videos like this, or just, whatever you got, you just got these actors making videos like this where they're claiming to have invented all kinds of stuff, and they're 300 years old and they invented the water wheel or something. I don't know. That's a lot older than that kind of thing, But really, I did invent some of these things, and they're on Quantum Tech HD. It's interesting that it's called that. Quantum mechanics. It's interesting, some of that relates to time, and it is interesting that it's called that. Okay, so this video, new inventions at another level. This is one of the things. So I went back through, and they say, you now those videos exist. Now those videos exist. Those are your inventions we developed for you. Those are your inventions that we developed for you. So we're just going to take a look. I mean, this is some of these things I know. I remember talking about. I remember conceptualizing. It was a group effort a little bit. I mean, I was asking questions and so on. Well, how would you do this? And could you use this material? Could you do this? I mean, and then they were saying, some of it, I mean, it was, weapons related, and they wanted to do something else with it, very, innocuous and socially acceptable to more people. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I don't know. I talked about this, but we talked about how to do it, but I don't know. At this time, I don't know that. I mean, I saw this. I saw this. Now the thing is, what they do, they as a post-hypnotic suggestion, what they do is just say, oh, well, these are all commercials that you saw in 1986. And in your mind, all these things already exist in 1986. Meanwhile, that's not true. So this I invented. Very simple, right? A lot of my stuff has captured magnets, but these aren't captured. They're just like glued or... Anyway, because then it would resemble anyway. So I mean, that's mine. Might as well. Yeah. They came up with that logo actually. I think Tim Jennings came up with that logo. He ran with this, He heard about this technology, these ideas from me, and he ran with it. He was a very creative guy himself, also. But okay, so right. What is it? Okay. So, it's I know that they this is I'm not just looking into the future and stealing other people's ideas. That's not what happened here. Okay, I don't think they said. He went ahead and developed these things. He just made a commitment. He had me agree to it. And he said, "Hey, this is binding. You have to do this. You have to do this. And if you don't, at this point, we're gonna make you suffer." So I mean, here's another magnetic thing. I mean, we looked at magnetic latch mechanisms and things, and I thought about things like that. So. yeah, I didn't invent every component, and I didn't develop this, but this is, some of this stuff is my idea. Some of it is. This thing, yeah, I had this idea. Yes, I did have this idea. This is my idea, a floating tent. Yes. It's I was like, I had these survival ideas, a lot of survival ideas, stuff to do, stuff useful for the military maybe, this would be in a pilot's cockpit, maybe. So, yeah, we got that. This tent pole thing, I remember seeing that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know I don't believe I had any ideas specific to this, but I saw it. I don't know. Is this something this is something I invented. This I invented. Now they got their nice little stories, well fleshed out. How they went about it. They just sold off these ideas, or they they gave people these ideas through a microwave emitter, perhaps, in their sleep. This is something I invented. Okay, so then the light strips. Oh yeah, this thing too. I think I remember. I just remember seeing this. I saw this, so I must have invented all this stuff. I don't specifically remember. What is this? Some kind of lathe. Some kind of yeah. Okay, this thing, right. I don't know, I don't know. I don't know about that. This, yeah, I had ideas related to this, but I don't. I don't know. It seems, they make flimsy versions of it and crappy versions of everything that I would make. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know about this. And then the light strips. Where are the light strips? Sorry for the disorganization. They're really hurting me, And their excuse was, people like me somehow, they were so sure, they had this idiocracy level judgment on me, that I'm gay or transgender, or I don't know, maybe I'm non-binary, maybe I don't know, but this is just. So they can do anything to you. They don't have to respect somebody like that because they knew. As time goes on, there's a lot that fundamentally just doesn't change. You can it doesn't matter. This is so. How these people operate, how the CIA operates, it's all everything they do is deniable. Is everything they do? It's you can't trace it, you can't track it down. But is Tim Jennings somehow connected with some of these products? Is he somehow connected with these? It'll be unprovable. They set all this up. These are old products. Oh, right. That I gotta show you. Okay, I know I described this thing, but I think at this point he was like, "Well, I don't have time. I only have time to develop so many of these ideas, and I described this thing and these big compactor things, and I don't know, it's just most of the stuff he wasn't interested in, as I recall. Let me see. Okay, I remember describing this thing, you know, this camera slider thing, and I made primitive versions of this, but oh yeah. Well, anyway, this is something I thought existed in 1986. This articulating surfer platform thing. Anyway, let's see. Let me show you that ballistic golf club that's like a bolt gun, but it runs off of a 22 blank cartridge. The bolt gun is pneumatic, and what was it? I read No Country for Old Men, and then I saw the movie in 1986, and then I said, well, it would be great if there was a weapon, you know, had a revolving mechanism or a magazine that fed in the blanks, and then I knew how it would reset and all this. They said, oh, that'll never fly. Well, you know, maybe, you know, oh, let's see. Oh, you know, an automatic golf club, automatic driving golf club. That'll work. You know, where was that video? Well, this is interesting. This wooden knife thing came up after I'd made this. I talked about this movie I'd seen, this like 1960s or maybe early 1970s movie where somebody cut somebody with a wooden edge. But this guy's doing it wrong. He's going it with this is where the edge should be. It should be with the grain. Should be with the grain. Should make a back edge here. It'd be a lot sharper. But and that happened. This video came out one day after that video. Where is this thing? Oh boy. Where's this thing? Where's this thing? Get into that. Where is this thing? It should be here. My memory is just suffering. It's really, well, I have a really good memory. I have an unusually good memory, though. But even so. Where in the hell? Okay, well, yeah, I remember describing this thing. I thought you could make it like a gun barrel, and you know, you could divert it, and it can also be installed. This is, yeah. The turbine is installed in an opening on the side of the water. That way the fish could get through, and yeah, I had misgivings about this thing, but I invented some of the mechanisms. I had some input on it. They thought this was a nice gimmick. I don't know. In this thing I described this thing. I thought this thing existed in 1986.
improved.
This
However,
thing.
these changes are mainly related to speed,
Right.
capacity, power, and
Like
payload.
a forklift, like it has hydraulics.
In addition, even with several hundreds of kilograms of loads,
I don't know about
the
that
road
lathe
gets
and this
tougher.
thing.
This
Yeah.
will also come in handy.
I described this thing. I don't know. We talked about ways to I don't know. It's just everything's related to everything else. Just shapes, three-dimensional shapes. I can see it in my mind usually, all of it. The caterpillar, I don't know. I saw that you could grade the shapes of vegetables with a grid work, and it's just some numbers, just some numbers, and there probably were similar mechanisms before 1986. So I don't, run them through with the
The hopper quickly escape from this routine.
You sell a lot of these ideas just with a conversation. I don't, I mean, we,
especially to help busy people. With it
was collaborative, so I don't know, truly all the, I don't know if every one of these things is primarily my idea.
During its development, engineers managed to expand the potential.
I was talking about this kind of thing,
or rather unfold, perform their unique function, and then return to their original.
But yeah, I'm sure a lot of, I don't know.
I probably think that something like this is used in the iron.
This is all pretty simplistic stuff. I don't know. I'm sure plenty of other people. Oh, I thought I'd point this out. This hypnotic deprogramming is just to deepen pre-existing programming. It's fairly obvious. You already lived your life, and we took everything. Why suffer? It doesn't have to be like this, he said. With a smile, just kill yourself. Well, this is one thing I made. I mean, I invented it, and the speed switch, and they're not touching that because it's weapons related, and you're only gonna make so many millions, possibly, but they didn't allow me to. About 25 of those out, and I got 2 little reviews, and then those channels shut down. And right, so I remember this commercial. I'm going in search for this thing, and this looks like this is it. I guess this is it. Yeah, this is it. And what did I learn at the end of it? Yeah, right, yeah, well, I remember, yeah, it was for people with injuries or disabilities, that's what you say. Right, yeah, oh, that's the ticket, that's how you get that foot in the door. Right, so this is it. When did they put this thing out? When did they put this thing out? But yeah, I put out a conceptual commercial in 2012, early 2012, for that repeating bolt gun that uses a 22 blank. It has a light on it. It's a club. It's got a flashlight on it you attach. And anyway, I had to take that channel down. They were going to kill me anyway. But yeah, well, this is what this is. So, you switch out the ball, the golf ball percussor, with the bolt, and it's bored in the front, so. Causes additional brain damage. Anyway, that was the idea. I don't know. I don't know. It's so easy to make anyway. I can make it. It's a survival tool, you know? It's just a survival tool. It's for the zombie apocalypse, you know? Is this it? You know, I'm the one who invented non-pneumatic tires. You know that? Non-pneumatic tires.
But if you want to write essays that inspire...
And these tires that let you go on over gravel, and they have this tread pattern, a snaking tread pattern, like a snake, you know. What is this? What is this? I've not seen this before. Oh, am I going to claim that I invented all this too? No, I don't think so. I don't remember that from 1986. None of this from 1986. So. Yep, none of it's provable. Yeah, they're a little deal for me. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you gotta be transgender, otherwise we're not gonna cut you in. That's what they revealed at the end, huh? Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they revealed at the end. You know, what, you know, everything's so political, everything, what is it, huh? Nothing is. Oh, it's either this, or you just keep your head down your whole life, and then you can have what normal people have. That's the deal, you know. Do you know all the trouble you're going to bring upon yourself by doing what you're doing? And how can a man have a wife and children, you know, when he's like you? You're not good. You know, that's that kind of thing. That's, God damn it, Gabe. God damn it, Gabe. So now non-pneumatic tires, they're taking the market by storm. I mean, surely, I mean, you know, I remember mentioning a desire for, well, tires, it's a terrible thing that tires can be flat, and, they get flat, and say, oh yeah, we're already gonna do that. So I guess I didn't invent that. I was talking about it years ago, and years ago, probably in the military, 20 years ago, I was talking about it. I wasn't conscious of that. I was under mind control, so. Oh God, Gabe, you're nothing. They took it. Okay, so this was 6 years ago, so that would coincide with the 2012 idea, and right, and that video I put out in the previous John Boy McCraken channel. The one spelled all lowercase.
Enjoying a great sport. Easy golf.
Yep. Yep. So he's part of it, whether he knows it or not. It's all informal, and there's nothing I can do. I'm not anything. I can't do anything anymore. No, there are things I can do. Things I can do.